So my dudes, Valkyrja, and today I want to talk to you guys about Silverwolf and basically a lot of the conversation I've seen around Silverwolf and how people have kind of lost value in Silverwolf, but basically it's a Silverwolf video. And one thing I've been seeing going around is in the beta, I don't bring up beta numbers too often because I don't like talking about leaks, but in the beta she was at 3 turns in closed beta tests, but now if you look at her kit now going into live, based off of what Honey Hunter World says, it is 2 turns. A lot of people say she got nerfed by 1 turn for her skill, and I want to talk about how a lot of people have kind of lost faith in her as a character because of this 1 single turn, and even though I think it's silly, I think I need to talk about it. So first things first is going over how Silverwolf's kit works. She has a base chance that scales based off the level to inflict weakness of one of your characters on your teams to the enemy for 2 turns at base. Now there's a trace that makes this 3 turns, so it goes up by 1 turn, but in the end it's 2 turns at base, and also she's able to reduce the enemy's resistance to that weakness type by 20% for 2 turns. So it's pretty good. Adds weakness to an enemy and gives them damage resistance, so it's like they're actually weak to it, because if you guys don't know, whenever an enemy is weak to a type, they do have reduced damage resistance to that type. So you end up doing more damage to that type anyways. She kind of functions as basically your own way to mitigate it and add a little bit of where you can run like mono teams. That's kind of where she's going to excel at. But she used to instead be 2 turns, she used to be 3 turns, which meant it could be 4 turns with the trace, which meant she got nerfed slightly by a single turn, and because of that single turn, a lot of people are starting to sleep on her really hard. I think it goes without saying that she's still an incredibly strong character, almost a must if you don't want to think. She basically makes it so whenever you're going against like an elite or you're going against Memories of Chaos, you can run something like an all physical team, like something like Sushane, Clara, Natasha would be a good example. Or you can run an all quantum team with her, Gamba Girl, Sela. There's a lot of options and things you can do if you run her on your team, because it allows you to ignore the actual type requirements you need. So you don't need to bring imaginary, you don't need to bring wind, you don't need to bring anything. You can just bring Silverwolf, bring your regular team, and go ahead and just stomp, because she's going to take a lot of the challenge out of the game, and the fact that she allows you to just put weakness on whatever you want, provided it is RNG based off of your team. So if you have her in a physical team, there's still a 25% chance that she can apply quantum, and then you have to wait until her next action to go ahead and try to activate the one you want. So that is definitely a thing to keep in mind whenever you're building around her, or whenever you're considering getting her. But I've seen a lot of people just full on 180 in opinion because of this 1 turn nerf, and I think it's kind of ridiculous because it still goes on for 3 turns. That's still a very long time, and I think it's 3 of the enemy's turns, so it's something that's going to last quite a while. It's really strong in my opinion, and a lot of people are sleeping on it. I think it's a very powerful debuff. I think her as a debuffer in all, especially whenever you factor in her talent. Her talent makes it so she can inflict, anytime she attacks, she creates 1 of 3 bugs. She reduces their attack by 12.5%, reduces their defense by 10%, and reduces their speed by 7.5%. It is very strong. And at Ascension 2, that ends up getting extended for 1 turn. So the bug lasts for 3 turns base, so it ends up being 4 turns that the bug stays inflicted. And every time an enemy is inflicted with weakness break, she also has a chance of putting a bug on that enemy as well. She just debuffs out the wazoo. She's going to end up being, in my opinion, a really valuable character for a lot of teams. I don't think she's an absolute must pull, but she is just going to be very strong in the fact that she's going to be able to debuff so much. She's going to be able to reduce defense, reduce attack, reduce speed. She's going to be able to apply weakness, and I think a lot of the people that are saying like, oh, she's useless now, she got nerfed, I think those people are just coping, and they're trying to find reasons to not pull her, which is fine, but in the end, she still seems very powerful to me, at least from what I can see on her kit. It looks really good to me, based on my experience of playing the game, playing turn-based games, etc. She looks very strong, just what I can see. All in all, this patch, with this whole patch, I'm gonna make a Locha video tomorrow. The entire patch seems very good. Both banners seem good. Both characters seem good. It just looks like a good patch to summon on if you're going to be summoning. If you're not going to summon, if you just want more DPS, if you want DPS, don't summon, right? Because there's obviously no DPS coming this patch. But if you do want DPS, then just wait till next patch, because next patch is going to have 2 DPS. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you guys believe this one-turn nerf kills Silverwolf? Or do you guys think that, you know, she's still perfectly viable and still a really good character like I think? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.